Yep, we're off.
And they're off. Jacob Variable is going to try and hold the lead ahead of ITI Drifty, as he's right in the middle of a three-way battle with Hossboss and Pac-Man. He will end up behind both of them. In fact, Drift Shots will fall all the way back to last place behind Top Gear. Draggers X Ferrari has successfully moved himself in front of Coco Gamer, and now he's trying to put a little bit of work on ITI Drifty. Jacob blocks Drifty, and Drifty's gonna fall right back in line, so our lead trio is gonna stay nose to tail. Coco's dropped off just a bit. Drifty trying to run as much of the track as aggressively as he can, looking for anywhere he can get his nose. Prius, who's running the Chevy, he's actually having a halfway decent run in 7th, but now he will lose that to Hossboss in 8th. Subbing for Pac-Man, he's considerably off pace after pulling along side by side, going down the straightaway. They're going to be 3 wide coming out of turn 1 there now. And Prius Killer is going to overtake both of them. So now the Chevrolet moves back into 7th position. Drift Shots slides, runs wide, ends up in the dirt just a bit, and that's going to hurt him. Right now, this appears to be the closest battle on the racing circuit, as it's cut down to about 2/5 of a second, if not a little less. There is a bit of a battle actually shaping up for 5th by the looks of it, though. A little farther back, PM221 and RBM Top Gear. To the final corner, Coco Gamer's gonna make a move to the inside. Dragger's gonna let him go for the moment. He'll fall back in line. He might try just stay in his draft and make a dive as they head into turn 1 here. There he goes. He's gonna break a little later. He'll be side by side with Coco Gamer for 3rd place as they head up the hill now once again. And Draggers will take that spot back from Coca. Coca's going to look on the outside, though. Draggers will give him room. And that's might have been a little bit too much room, because Coca slots himself back in front of Draggers. And that 911 car gets a little bit sideways. RBM Top Gear, who now he's kind of fallen away from PM221. He's in a position where he's kind of running on his own. Prius Killer isn't too far behind. Prius putting on a relatively strong showing for the Chevrolet team. As the season has gone on, we've seen that the balance of power, or some people might call it base of preference, has seemed to be shifted very against the Hondas and Chevrolets. But Prius is putting on a strong representation in 7th. Meanwhile, this is our leader, Jacob Variable, possibly looking at his first victory in the series with his teammate gone and Coco Gamer not close enough really at the moment to make a move, and ITI Drifty not in a position to challenge him. Riding on board now with our 3rd place driver, Coco Gamer, who has closed the gap down on ITI Drifty here on our 9th, realistically our 8th lap of the event. He's going to look for a spot to get by, but Drifty knows how to be a little bit defensive. Oh, and Coca makes a little mistake, ends up in the dirt there for a second. Oh, and Drifty and Coca are both going to come in and pit on this lap. So this is going to be very interesting to watch. The two drivers make contact several times while trying to pit. That's actually probably going to hurt both of them quite a bit. Draggers X Ferrari comes in and hits Coco Gamer also as they pit. ITI Drifty, Coca, all three drivers are all getting into each other in the pit lane, and that's significantly going to hurt their times. So it's going to be a matter now. If Prius Killer ends up being an issue, he dumps him. ITI Drifty turns Prius Killer, and Prius Killer and Coca Gamer does circuit along with Prius Killer. As Prius Killer spins in front of him, they're both going to get back on track. Drift Shots goes through the dirt a little farther up, so Coco Gamer will move by him without too much of an issue, but time-wise, Coco Gamer is going to lose a significant amount of time. He's going to have to get back by Dragon's X Ferrari now. And it looks like we have a caution after the incident between Coco Gamer and Prius Killer, after ITI Drifty got into Prius Killer's rear bumper and spun him just in front of Coco Gamer. And yes, we are going to go underway, albeit though Pac-Man was not able to catch up to the back of the field. RBM Top Gear, ITI Drifty getting really aggressive. Whoa! Drifty ends up locking up the brakes. Now PM221 is going to move ahead. Drifty's going to fall all the way out of the top 5 now. He's battling with Drift Shots. Now he's going to try and stay ahead of Dragon's X Ferrari at the moment. And Coco Gamer moves up to 4th spot. And the biggest gain in that, PM221, who's now going up against Top Gear. He's going to move by Top Gear and move PM221 and that number 222 machine up into 2nd. Top Gear is going to go up against Coco Gamer and Drift Shots RTG in a battle for 4th now. Top Gear is going to end up sliding back behind them. For the moment, still the highest ranked Honda. Now he's going to go up against Drift Shots. Drift Shots slides a little wide coming out of the corner. And both Top Gear and Drift Shots end up falling to the back of the field now by PM221. And now Jacob, who's had the fastest lap times officially all day today, he's going to have to hold off Coca, because Coca, although he's not had the fastest lap times, he's made more passes on the circuit than anyone else under extended green flag conditions. Drifty continues to run very aggressively, using up the entire track almost. It's allowing PM to get a little bit momentum in a short straight line. Gap between 1st and 2nd continues to fluctuate, so I'm going to go ahead and put a little more focus on this three-way battle here between PM221, Dragon's X Ferrari, and Haas. 2 Audis being chased by a Honda, with Haas currently being the highest running Honda in the field. PM221 gets a little sideways going up the hill, and Draggers locks up the brakes. Draggers has closed the gap in 6 seconds between himself and his teammate, though. It'll be interesting to see, because this is the second time Draggers has closed this gap to about this much, and then PM started walking away a bit. Draggers coming off of a podium finish at Prague, while PM has yet to really take home a solid in position in a race. Ooh, Draggers gets a little bit sideways. Turn 3. PM sideways into the grass just in front of Dragon's X Ferrari. He's off circuit, and that's going to be it, folks. That gives Dragon's X Ferrari the 4th spot. As PM gets into the dirt, spins, overcorrects it. He saves it, but will drop back to the 5th spot. The two of them have started to walk away from Haas now. Meanwhile, up front, battle for a lead is finally kicking off. Coca Gamer, Jacob Varble, neck and neck almost. Nope, Coca will be back in line. Coca hits the dirt just a bit. PM has caught his teammate. He got him. He got Dragger sideways as they come down to the run down to the final corner. PM is now sideways trying to run the outside. That car does not seem to have the grip or the is not comfortable there. Now Haasboss is going to come back into this battle. Draggers moves back in front of PM. Yeah, TJ, just keep an eye on the leaders. And PM gets into the dirt once again in the same area, and now Haasboss is going to fight with PM. Not in a position to make a pass work, but PM makes another mistake. It seems like the pressure is getting to him, and now Haasboss going to do it. Dragon's Explorer spins in front of both of them. He gets back going again now. All three drivers stack up for 4th through 6th. PM almost gets spun by Haasboss. PM looks to the inside of Draggers. There's no room. Bumper to bumper. And PM runs Draggers off the circuit, and now Draggers falls to 6th. And Haasboss is going to make a move on PM. PM shuts the door as they round the hairpin. Oh, they're almost 3 wides. They head into the final corner there, and Haasboss is going to stick it in there against PM221. And they're still neck and neck as we look back at the front of the field now. Once again, Coco Gamer looks to the outside. Jacob Variable not able to make a move yet, but he's there. We have 2 different extreme battles going on the circuit right now. Up at the front, battle for the victory here with 7 to go. Coco Gamer right on Jacob Variable's rear bumper. Coco Gamer has now put down the fastest lap of this race, a 1:57.1. Dragger is sideways as they start heading uphill. Now PM slots in front of Draggers. And Haasboss is there. He wants to capitalize, but you can see that even with those 2 Audis making all these mistakes, the Hondas are just not strong at all. Haasboss gets sideways behind these 2. And Draggers pushes PM a little wide into the dirt now. Neck and neck for the top spot. PM is going to take the lead though. On the inside, Draggers on the outside. Still neck and neck. This section of the track is barely wide enough to run side by side with, but they both are able to make it. Heading down to the final corner now. Draggers gonna slot back in front of PM221. Draggers runs wide. PM sees the gap. He shoots for it. Door banging.
Coco almost has the lead.
Coco Gamer on the outside. Jacob Variable neck and neck for a lead now.
Coco takes the lead.
Coco dies in front. Yes, Coco Gamer takes the top spot from Jacob Variable. Now can Jacob fight back, or is Jacob gonna have to play bridesmaid for the 2nd race in a row? Jacob looks to the inside Coco. No room. He looks again. He's got his bumper there. Side by side. Coco moves back in front. Now Jacob fights once again as Coco runs a little wide over the rumble strips. I'm going to be very honest. We saw in the IESC GT series, PM221 Dragons Explorer play a little bit of team orders so that way both drivers would have good seasons. Now here, totally different series. Neither of these drivers in championship contention. Team wars seem to be out the window. These 2 have absolutely been leaning all over each other. And Prius Killer is getting closer and closer. Also, he might make this a 4-way battle here. This is realistically the only major battle going on the circuit, as a gap of over a second has opened up between almost every other spot on the track, besides sideways in front of them. And now Haasboss is going to make it 3 wide. He's not going to be able to make it stick, though. The Honda just is underpowered compared to these 2 Audis, but Haas is making it work through driver ability alone. He's able to keep battling with these 2.
Your shots pulled off in last. I don't know what happened, but
Looks like Coco Gamer, all he has to do is just not make a mistake here. And he can take it. And Jacob's in his car. He's like, please make a mistake. Please make a mistake. Please step wide. Please step right. Just something so that we can take that top spot back. It looks like that's not going to matter. He's going to come down and take home first place. And Coco Gamer will win his 3rd race of the season. And I believe that will probably put at the top of the field. Jacob Variable will finish 2nd. ITI Drifty will finish 3rd.